This is Jason with MaxAmps.com, and this is your how-to video on how to store, charge, and cycle LiPos using the Hyperion EOS1420i DC powered charger. And as you can hear, it is a DC charger. We do have a DC power source hooked up to it and operating right next to us. This is our MaxAmps 12 volt DC power supply. And for demonstration purposes, you're already more than likely aware this charger can do one single large pack up to 14 cells total by using two built-in balancers that max out at 7 cells each. To simulate a large pack, what we're doing today, and to show that it will do two smaller packs at the same time, is we're going to use two 3-cell 5250 packs and hook them together in series for a 22.2 volt 6S pack using a simple series connector. These are available at MaxAmps.com in the plugs and connectors section. So, to start out with, what we're going to want to do is plug in our series connector to join these two packs together as one. So we're going to take our first one there, second one here, go red to red, black to black on that one, and look at your plugs, make sure you're positive and positive, negative, negative on that one. And plug in to balance board number, or letter A I should say, port number 3. Balancer B, port number 3. Okay, you got your packs hooked up. These two 3-cell 5250 11.1 volt packs are now hooked in series as a 6S 5250 at 22.2 volts. Okay, now that you've got everything plugged in and hooked together, next thing you want to do is move to the charger and select a memory position that you want to use if you haven't already set one up for the specific pack. In our case, we're going to go with memory position number 1. Once you have the memory position you want, press the down arrow, go to your battery type, make sure you're set on LiPo. Use the up and down arrows. If not, make your change. Second part is your voltage and cell count. Make sure you're set, in this case, to a 22.2 volt 6S pack. Remember, we're hooked together in series right now. Not a 3-cell pack, we're working with a 6-cell pack. So make that change. Once that's done, move on. Capacity. These are 5250 packs. So in essence, the charger, being that it only goes in 100 increments, 100 milliamp increments, set it to 5300. That way it'll ensure that the pack gets fully charged. Once you've got that set, it's automatically going to set to a 1C charge rate, 5.3 amps, 1C. You're good to go. You don't have to make any changes there. You're going to be at your temp cutoff. If you're using the external temperature probe for charging your packs, set your temp cutoff to 120 degrees. You don't want anything hotter than that. Go down to your next setting. That is your safety timer. Set it to 120 minutes. General charge time for a fully discharged LiPo pack at 1C is usually 80 to 90 minutes, in that range. Okay, go to your next setting. That's your TCS capacity. You want the packs fully charged all the time, so set and make sure that's set to 100%. Once you've got that set, move on to your TCS end action. You want it to say continue. What that means is when the packs are done charging, the charger will go into what's more or less a maintain or hold mode. It'll keep the packs at a constant voltage. It won't charge anymore, and it won't let them discharge. It'll keep doing that until you press and hold the enter button and shut the charge sequence off. Next, go down, and that is your TVC setting. It should be at 4.2 volts. Don't change that. There's no need for you to change that. You want your cells to fully charge to 4.2 volts, no more, no less. Next setting is your discharge amps. It's going to be set at 5 amps. It's a good, steady, even discharge rate. You can leave that alone. Go on to your next setting. That's your per cell voltage cutoff point, 3.2 volts per cell. Comes out of the box at 3 volts. You can bump that up. It gives you a little safety cushion, stop and prevent the cells from being over discharged. Once that is set, then you'll go back to your main screen. Now at this point, all you have to do is press and hold enter. It's going to take you to your first charge sequence screen. It's going to say charge start, solo mode. We use the up and down arrow buttons to go to store start. Once you're at store start, solo mode, press and hold enter. The charger goes into the battery check. verifying 6 cells. We've got 6 cells. We press enter to say yes, and it goes into the store charge. The store charge will either at this point charge the packs or discharge them depending on their current state. If the packs are discharged, it's going to charge them to 60%. 60% of the pack's rated capacity is recommended storage point for LiPo packs. On a 5250 pack, that breaks down to about 3100 milliamps. Now if the packs were fully charged and you started a store charge, it's going to discharge them to that point. So, and it does it automatically, you don't have to determine it. The charger does that for you. Once the pack has either charged or discharged to that 60% point, you'll hear the tone go off in the charger. At that point, the packs are done. Press and hold enter, shut the sequence off. You're finished. You've store charged the packs. Now that you've got the packs in a store charge state, to help maintain and keep the packs in a usable condition, we're going to show you how to do a cycle. Cycling should be done once every 30 days. So basically at this point what you need to do, leave the packs hooked up, everything's still set the same, we're still loaded up for the same pack. Press and hold the enter button, get to your charge start sequence screen, use the down arrow buttons until you come to where it says cycle start. Once you're at cycle start, you'll see in the bottom of the screen where it's got a C with an arrow pointing towards the D. What that means is it's going to charge first, then discharge. Leave it at charge, then discharge. You're going to see the number 1 with a T behind it. That is how many times you want it to do a cycle. With LiPos, 1 time's enough. That's all it's going to be needed. There's a time listed after that. That time is a cooldown period. So if you were, say, going to cycle the packs twice, you'd want to set that to 10-15 minutes, a cooldown period between those cycles. We're not going to do that. We don't have to because we're only going to do 1 cycle. So once you've got that all set up, press and hold the enter button. It's going to again do the battery check. It's going to ask if you're dealing with a 6-cell pack still, which you are. You enter yes by hitting enter. You've now started the process. It's going to now charge the pack from 60% to full. Once it reaches full, it's going to discharge the packs back down to the cutoff point, 3.2 volts per cell, and that's going to be the cycle completed. At that point, then what you need to do, press and hold enter once that discharge is done. Go back and press enter. Get yourself back to the charge screen again and go back up to store mode start. Press and hold, start the process all over again and put them into a store state. It'll charge them back up to 60%. So we've basically covered it all. That's how you store charge and do a cycle on a LiPo pack for better maintenance and pack care. For more information on this charger and others, visit MaxAmps.com.